since I have taken holiday on certain other day, so today I have no disturbance, in the sense I have no visitors to disturb me at this time. So I feel it is good to have some small session at least. Otherwise, this is the time visitors come. I think this is the time suits them well, so they come exactly at this time and disturb us. So this is a Vedanta ashrama, where there is a continuously doing Vedanta vichara. Those who want Vedanta vichara come and listen. But instead of that, other things they just want to have a darshan and blessing and then all other things. So other things, there are other mathas, pitas meant for doing a lot of other things. But here Swamiji has been doing manana, chintana, Vedanta vichara. And I am also able to get along with this atmosphere because I too love the same. And the committee people also want such person alone who can do continuously only Vedanta vichara and nothing else. So it suited as well my interest as well as Swamiji's idea, Swamiji's goal, the purpose of ashrama. So therefore, I am allowed to stay here. But sometimes some people come and make little disturbance. Disturbance, they just want to see and talk and go. And they come at their own time. Now that disturbs us. Okay. So instead of that, now today lucky, nobody is there. So we'll have a small session. So we were discussing the Vyakyanakaras understanding of avastatraya or their prakriya of avastatraya viveka. Viveka means examination. Examining the three states. How do they do? What purpose they have? What purpose they have of examining the avastas? And then what place avastha has in the entire Vedantic structure, in the entire Vedanta prakriya. They say avastha has a role, but it is not final. Examination of avastha is not final. See, this is the strange thing. By examining the avastha is not enough to understand the truth, but it helps. Purva Pakshi was telling, by examining the three states, it just doesn't help at all. Just doesn't help. Okay? It's no use, because world is there throughout. So no point in examining the avastha. You may do something else, but never examination of states. Our market started. See the nice vehicles by the side of my window, right here. That fellow comes and stops here alone. For a long time, he won't go. And screams, shouts, makes noise. Abba. So very strange is, it is an ashrama meant for Vedanta, but we have no classroom. We have no classroom. We have everything else on the earth in the ashrama, but no classroom. The classroom is filled with something else. Okay? It is used for publication, stock, and sales of the book. They made sales is primary. Classes may happen, may not happen. Our people, some of our people, made that sales alone, printing and sales is primary and all other things are secondary. So they made it just a publishers rather than ashrama or Vedantic chintana. Buy books, that's all. Buy. We print and you buy. That's all. You have nothing else to do. You buy and you throw away, doesn't matter. You can buy next year again. If you buy every year, our books will be very happy. Every year, same books which we reprint, you can buy. Each edition you can buy. And throw away this edition and buy next edition again. We will sell and you will buy. We will print and sell and you will buy. That's all. Some of our, I don't want to take the name because I'm already become villain in their eyes. Okay? So if I tell them, they'll be angry. But this is what they love. It's like a Muslim mindset. That's what they do. They believe, they write in their books. It is there in their books. And that's what they say and do. But if you refer, they become angry. That's a very strange mind. If this is what you say and you do, and then if we refer, what is wrong in it? Then you should, in fact, you should feel happy that we are exactly saying what you believe. We are saying the same thing. You should feel happy that we are not distorting, we are not changing. We are doing exactly what you love. This is the special contribution of Islam to the human society in the world. Shall I tell you one or two points? It's an off Vedanta, but I think it's a very interesting thing. What is the contribution of Jesus to the world? Christianity, or in other words, Christianity to the humanity in the world. There are many things, but whichever come to my mind, I tell you at the moment. One point is, they want Jesus to die. But how will Jesus die? Christianity wants Jesus to die. Because Christianity is born on the death of Jesus. Not death and the murder of Jesus. Not simple death and the murder of Jesus. Jesus has to be murdered. And otherwise, there can't be Christianity. God wants murder. And somebody has to become a culprit. Somebody has to become murderer. And they say, I don't know how far it is true, Jews have killed him. Okay? Jews have killed him. Therefore, they are very angry. Not only angry, they hate. Who hate? When? For how long? Even now they hate. Right from the beginning. Which Jew? You mean who killed Jesus? You mean they hate that person? No. The entire Jewish community in the world for the last 2000 years. Okay? Any Jew is visible on the road, they say, this is the fellow who killed our Jesus. This is the fellow who killed our Jesus. So what do? Persecute him, kill him, do all sorts of things. This is one aspect of it. Another aspect is, but they want that Jesus to be killed. This is a very strange contradiction that has entered into the humanity, and it is working even now. They want Jesus to be killed by somebody because they love it and they need it. That is their fundamental thing. They want foundational to their religion. But then if somebody kills, in fact, they should pray to him, they should worship him, the fellow, you have killed our Jesus and you created our Christianity. In fact, the person whoever killed us must be a great man. They should worship him. He is the real prophet, in fact. But instead of, they malign him, they demonize him. Not only him, all the community thereafter. For any number of years, they keep on persecuting. Now they not only persecute, they hate. The hatred and persecution go on endlessly. Now this is the double tongue which I am unable to understand. One is you want Jesus to be killed by somebody, and when he kills, you persecute him, hate him, and then use him throughout that he is responsible for it. But do you want Jesus to be killed? If you want Jesus not to be killed, then I can understand your hatred. No, you take advantage of his killing, and you feel very happy that Jesus was killed, but you hate the person who killed him. This is the double tongue. Now this is creating Anywhere you can see them. They keep on appropriating other religious customs, ideas, festivals, dates, lands, everything they appropriate. They hate them. When they came to India, they hate Hinduism, but they adopt Hindu systems, customs, habit, language, their religious practices. They appropriate them, but they hate Hinduism. They take Hindu classical music and use for Jesus. They use all Hindu words, Hindu technical terms to apply to Christianity and Jesus. They present a photo of Jesus as a yogi sitting in a meditation. But they hate meditation. They hate meditation but use Jesus as a meditator. This is a very strange thing. They use Hindu temple structure. They build a Jesus temple and with Gopura and the idol and worship, they do Arati, but they hate Hinduism. See, this is the thing. Even now you can apply it all over the world for every field. This is the contribution of Christianity to the humanity, to the world. Now it keeps on applying to more and more, every area. You hate the same person and you won't take advantage of the same thing. You love the same event, but you hate the same thing. This love and hate relationship is a terrible perversion. That is a contribution of a great religion on the earth. In India, even now, they hate Hinduism, and they take out, they appropriate all Hindu practices. Without name, they love everything of Hinduism except the name Hinduism. They take all our Bhagavad Gita and everything. Only in the name, in place of Bhagavad Gita, Yesu Uvacha, they try to, they use whole Bhagavad Gita. Only remove this thing. Then what is it? They hate Bhagavad Gita. They hate Hindus. But they use Bhagavad Gita for them. Now, what do you call this? Is a strange mindset? That's what I'm telling. This is the strange mindset. Islam also does the same thing. Not the same, it is differently. Whatever is there in their Quran, kill the kafir, hate the kafir, persecute the kafir. All that this says. And if you quote it, you become a villain. This is a strange thing. Even if you just quote what they say is a blasphemy. They can say anything. They say, our God, Allah is their God. God is not all-pervasive, all-inclusive. He is only one solitary, separate God. Exclusive, solitary God. All other things are non-gods. But Hindus understand Bhagavan is a system. Is a all-pervasive, all-inclusive. All powers of the world are part of Him. All powers, all knowledges, everything are part of Him. Therefore, it's like a government system, democratic system. See, it's a very good example. Democratic system is a very good example. I don't know, in between this internet slow connection comes to me, comes and becomes visible. I don't know whether you are able to see. When that slow connection comes in between, I don't know. But anyway, now you see the strangeness of Islam is, Om Narayana. Yashwant Rao. Okay. Welcome, everybody is welcome. Now, our Hindu idea means the way Hindus have understood what is God. God is like a huge government system in which ministers are there, prime minister and other minister cabinet, the officers, okay, the officers, police and government and ministers, all of them together carry out the function of government. Government is not a person, okay. Everybody is a part of a big wheel and it goes on. It's a wheel, big wheel that goes on. All the people are part of its functioning. Similarly, we say God is like a wheel, like a whole system in which many officers, many people are involved in it. So our Devatas, Rishis, our Devatas, Rishis are officers of the system which is called Bhagavan. So Bhagavan is not an individual. Of course, we give an individual symbol. We give an individual symbol not because he is an individual, not this point. Hindus imagine God in an individual, but individual is a symbol, but himself is not an individual. You mean symbol? Symbol of what? He is a symbol of consciousness. See, for a common man, how do you distinguish consciousness from inert object? A human being, a living being is consciousness. Other than non-living things are like a stone and wall and other things. Stone, wall, book and a table, these are all inert, insentient beings, insentient things. So to show that Paramatma is not an inert object like stone and mud and etc., water and other things, God is a consciousness. So consciousness can be understood in a human being's language as some human being. Among the conscious beings, let us see, animals also have consciousness. Human beings also have consciousness, but compared to animals, human being has got much more evolved consciousness, mature consciousness. Okay? Therefore, we put a human symbol. Human being constitutes a symbol for Bhagavan because he is a conscious being. Therefore, but he is not an individual. Though we put a human individual, but he is not an individual. The individuality is not implied here. When we say Rama, Krishna, Shiva, Brahma, Vishnu, it means his consciousness. The beautiful Alankara, you can see, the beautiful form, it shows that he is the beauty and harmony and Ananda. What does the beauty imply? What does the beauty imply? I am not talking. Today I am supposed to talk on Mulavidya Nirasa, but anyway, I am just set aside and talking something else. Okay? So the beauty implies a pleasing mind, a sattvic mind. Okay? Beauty is a symbol of a pleasing mind, a pleasant peace of mind. The beauty implies peace, joy, harmony, orderliness, okay? Orderliness, harmony and Ananda. A spontaneous, endless Ananda. Something deep Ananda, deeper Ananda, not a flash of Ananda, is a continuous Ananda. So the beauty implies. Therefore, all our gods are very beautiful forms, not a mourning forms. Rama, Krishna, Shiva, you can see them beautiful forms. So these forms by more as a figurative, more a poetic expressions. They are artistic expressions, poetic expressions. They give something, a deeper feeling. It is not only idea, but they give a feeling also. Not only idea, but they give a feeling. You can see them sun and moon on their head. It shows that when sun and moon is on their head, that means it is like a space. Where do you find sun and moon on their head? It is the space alone. You find sun and moon on the head of whom? On the head of space. Space means infinity. So our Bhagavans are infinity. Therefore, sun and moon are on their face. Shiva also wears the sun and moon. Gangadhara, Chandradhara. Sun and moon on Devi. Sun and moon on Vishnu. Okay. This shows that all Panchabhutas are on the parts of the body. Hair is there, water is there, fire is there. That means all Panchabhutas on his body. That shows he represents the whole cosmos in which Panchabhutas are part of him. So the symbol is a very lively, beautiful, very attractive. It is good for meditation and worship and highly inspiring also. And it touches your heart because it's a poetic and an imagination. A philosopher has got a concept to convey. Philosopher has got a concept. A poet has got a feelings. Feelings, a deeper feelings, which are beyond the normal human beings' feelings and thoughts. So philosophers have got a deeper ideas. Poets have got a deeper feelings. Poets express certain much deeper feelings which are beyond words they express. What is beyond words, what is inexpressible they express. So we have got a very nice, the language. Now what is Veda? Veda is a language. Veda is a medium, is a language which expresses what is inexpressible. Then only it becomes Veda. If it expresses what is expressible, it is not Veda, I'll tell you. If it expresses what is expressible, is not Veda. See our language, our Hindu rishis, our Hindu shastras, the way they understand and the way they present it. What cannot be expressed, what is beyond expression, what is beyond conception, you give it. What is beyond expression, you present it. That words, that sentences, that book which expresses what is inexpressible, that which defines which is indefinable, any sentences, that is called Veda. That is called Apaurushaya Pramana. If you talk of all illogical, foolish things, we don't call it Apaurushaya Pramana. That God hates you and he is an individual. If God is an individual hating, we see them a lot of human beings all over the world here. And you call God, conception of God is too superficial, too egoistic, perverted. Is a below human, not even human. It is below human, isn't it? Their concept of God, their feeling of God is below human. But here, individual is a symbol. He is something more than an individual. More than an individual, you think of him that he is more than an individual, is beyond individual. More and more you think of him, your individuality melts into it. You cannot retain your individuality. Our idea of God, our feeling of God is such that more and more you think of him, your individuality melts away into it. Then you become a broad being, all-inclusive being. You include all human beings, all living beings, all inert, all panchabhutas, the time and place and everything inclusive. It is an all-inclusive. How do you present all-inclusive? It's a very strange thing. They present. Our Shastras present. So our Shastras forms, names, names and forms. That means we have a symbols. We have forms of God and we have an expressions, books, Shastras that express. Shastras to express and forms of God. These two help you to communicate, help you to understand, help you to transcend these human limitations of time, space, relationships, human feelings, human thoughts. It is a much deeper understanding beyond the human conception. It is an understanding. It is an intuitive understanding. It is a mystic understanding beyond human conception. Okay? It is a feeling, but beyond human feelings. It is an existence, but beyond these ideas and thoughts and words and objects which we are visible and which we can conceive. Okay? Beyond perception, beyond conception. Is an existence, is a being which is beyond all those things. That has to be expressed. So therefore, we use Shastras. We use language. We use forms. The purpose of the forms and language is to help you to transcend the limitations. Use all relationship, but it is an absolute which includes all relationship, but itself stands beyond a relationship. But it includes all relationship. It includes all relationships, but itself transcends all relationships, and it's an absolute being. Absolute is cannot be bound to any particular relation, any particular expression. But it includes all of them. It's not limited by any of them. So that is the thing. Bah. See how beautiful it is. This is where Shastra comes. If this is not there, then what kind of book is it? Do you ever find these things in your Bible and Quran? So it looks below human being, below human thinking. Human being thinks logically, and it is a below human thinking. The feelings wise, full of ego, hatred, perversion, arrogance, torture, inhuman torture. Inhuman torture, asuratva, demoniac torture, demonious talking, controlling, unimaginable torture. Even a human being in his height of hatred also cannot think of such kind of torture. Even in his height, topmost, even in his height of hatred, even his height of anger also, he cannot imagine such kind of torture. But they have got all kinds of torture stated, and they have become set standard for all the followers of Bible and Quran, how to torture people. This kind of, not only torture, how to lie and glorify the lie, how to hate and glorify the hatred, how to talk double tongue. You are hateful, but if you touch the hateful, they get angry and they'll kill you. They'll kill you and pretend that they are and express all sympathy. They'll kill you. They hate you, but they pretend that sympathy, that they need sympathy, that you are so wicked that, see, they kill you. They hate you, but expect all sympathy. Pretend that they are persecuted. They persecute, but they pretend they are persecuted. This is the perversion, is the contribution of Islam and Christianity. Mainly Christianity, and Islam adopted it. All other thing is nonsense. The glorified words, I think I don't see anything. Leave out all the glorified things. This is the real Christianity which I have found. All humanity faced all over the world. They never straight and clear thinking, always deviant thinking, perversion, diplomatic. They tell lies and glorify it, that our God has ordained us to tell the lie. And God dies for you, and you have to accept Him. For what? For the sin. But the sin, which sin? Which I was not even born. Whose sin is it? If there is a sin before I birth, let Him handle the sin so that I will be born pure without a sin. So these are all such utter foolishness. This has destroyed the humanity's sanity, I tell you. Humanity's sanity, humanity's purity, the humanity's simple feelings, the natural simple feeling. You have to define, you have to divine, you have to purify the feelings. Human feelings themselves are much better. Okay? But you have to make them much deeper feelings. Make them more divine feelings. Okay? Human beings thinking, logical thinking and feelings are sane to a certain degree. You have to make them further pure. Help them to expand your feelings and thoughts. You go beyond these things. That is religion. But instead of going beyond, they go below the human being. Therefore, their religion makes you below the humanity, below the human being. Oh, terrible. Therefore, it's all illogical, insane. All Freud's thinking is created by Christianity and probably Judaism also. Because Judaism also, all the three come from the same source. So they have created, Judaism, Christianity and Islam have created, and they will keep creating in future too. All perversion, all Freud is created from them. Freud is a product of Freud's thinking, Freud's psychology is a product of them, because they have created a society. They have created human relationships in such a way that this kind of perversion becomes inevitable. Because they have to train the person, control them, forcibly convert them, then pressurize them, torture them until he becomes pervert, like their God and like their religion. Then their religion and God looks the same. I feel killing them, banning their religion, killing their books, talking of human freedom, human rights, all this is waste. Because this thinking, Freud's thinking, is the real problem. Naturally, human being doesn't have this kind of thinking. I tell you, you see the baby lives naturally. That's a natural thinking of a baby. See, human being, they say man is born from animals and then what you call all that. Okay, from the animal state, I feel in between there is a baby status. From animal to baby, from baby to now the present human being. So if animals don't have this kind of perversion, Freud's perversion, That means which Freud talks of. Animals don't have, nor the babies have. It is artificial. Then after the baby stage, from the animal stage to baby stage, from baby stage to we human beings are. But what is this in between Freud's stage? Who created it? It doesn't exist in nature. It's not a part of God's creation. It is a part of this devil's creation, called these three religions. We call them Kali Yuga. Kali Yuga's three, and the fourth is communism. These four are the Kali Yugas, Kali Purusha's four heads. Four heads of Kali Purusha. He created perversion. You see our Vedas and Puranas, nowhere we find rejecting a natural human feelings and human expressions, human desires. We help them to purify them. We help them to transcend. You may take your own time. It may take a little longer time, but doesn't matter. You take your time. If you cannot transcend instantly, gradually you grow. But at each stage, accept whatever your natural feelings, desires, etc., ego, etc., we accept them. We give an expression to them in a healthy expression, a gradual expression. Partly fulfill, partly help you to gradually transcend it. But forcibly suppressing, controlling and creating a perverted person, we don't have at all. We don't have. Why we don't have? Because it doesn't exist in nature, unless you artificially create them. Okay? So this perversion is a contribution of Judaism, Christianity and Islam. The Freud's mindset is a pure contribution of them. Hinduism doesn't know it. Hinduism lives like children. We have got our own human weaknesses, natural instincts and desires, and it helps you to transcend them, purify them, and you just go beyond. And so I was touching about Allah. Let me see. Allah is a God, they say. Now, what kind of God is he? He's an exclusive God. Okay? He's an exclusive God. There are many non-gods. And our Hindu idea of God, you see, Hindu idea of Bhagavan, is like a system, government system. Ministers are there, officers are there. We respect our officer, Tahsildar, collector and ministers who are higher to us. See how the villagers, they respect them. They do namaskara. They express thanks when they do something good. If they don't do, go and ask them, why don't you do? Sometimes they get angry also. And our officers also understand that if we get angry, they will understand us. So this is our system. So respecting officers, we feel that we are respecting government. Otherwise, where is government? If you remove ministers and officers, you tell me who is government? Government is not an individual. Is not a given individual. It is a system. It is a cosmos. Like Ishvara is like a cosmic consciousness, involving all the energies, all the powers, all the laws. Each law means a consciousness. Each law, each power is consciousness, because inert object doesn't have any power. Each power implies an expression of consciousness. Each law is a consciousness, a thought functioning in order. What is law? Law is an order. Order is a consciousness, okay? A principle of consciousness. Therefore, law, order is consciousness. Therefore, Ishvara is not a single person, is not a single principle. It is a vast, infinite consciousness from which you can find any number of laws, okay? Laws and powers. That you can see that all these powers are expressions of the same conscious principle, okay? The same conscious principle expresses as these various laws and various powers. So Bhagavan is not an individual, but we use human being as an individual, as I expressed to you so far. We use human being as an individual. Human being, human individual as a symbol of God, not because God is an individual, like in Abrahamic religions. God is not an individual. But we use human like Vishnu, Shiva and etc. All these things. That shows that he is a conscious principle. See, in life, in the world, you see the two things. One is conscious, another is insentient, inert objects like stone and mud and all. Now, so mud and stone can't be a symbol because it is insentient. Conscious human being, a conscious thing alone can be a symbol for the absolute consciousness that is Paramatma. Therefore, we see God, we can imagine God as a human being, like a Vishnu, like a Brahma, or a Shiva, or any other form. Because he is a principle, conscious principle. And his conscious is a beauty also. Because beauty means peace, beauty means joy, beauty means harmony, beauty means orderliness, beauty means infinity. When you look at the beauty, you forget all sizes, you forget all narrowness, you forget all differences, hatred, ego, you forget it. So that is a beauty. Therefore, all our gods are beautiful, extraordinarily beautiful. The beauty which cannot be expressed, which our mind fails to appreciate it. As you more and more try to appreciate, in appreciation, your mind forgets, melts away into it. So that is a beauty where mind also melts away. Okay? Therefore, what is Veda? Veda is, as I just now told you, Veda is expressing something which is inexpressible. Defining something which is indefinable. That means it is helping you to transcend all definitions, to transcend all conceptions, transcend all small narrow feelings. You become very much deeper. So a mystic and deeper experience. It helps you to go into that deeper mystic experience. Then alone it is Veda. If it talks of superficial, inhuman, cruel ideas, that cannot, that's why all Abrahamic books are full of these dirty things alone. Illogical things, inhuman things. The idea, hatred is glorified, ego is glorified, perversion is glorified, persecution is glorified, torture is glorified, the morbid hatred is glorified as divine. It is not beyond mind, it is not beyond human feelings, it is not beyond human logic, it is below human logic, it is below human mind. Therefore, we call Veda means that expression, that medium, language medium. It expresses, it not only expresses, it helps you to transcend all the limitations. It goes much deeper. Okay? That's our Veda. And any book, any saint's ideas, any saint's words come in this way, come to this level, that becomes Veda, I tell you. That is equal to Veda. Because he himself becomes one with that truth. Then naturally his words become Veda. Therefore, in our conception of God, he is not an individual. First thing we start is God is not an individual. Individuality is a human individual, is a symbol of consciousness. See, we use the human forms to say the consciousness. And next is the beauty. You can see the sun and moon on our Shiva, on our Vishnu. Sun and moon, the blue sky, because it means he's an all vast sky. That means he's an infinity, beyond all limitation, but all inclusive. Our gods, you can see any idea of God. In Hinduism, different tradition, different schools of philosophy. In all of them, God is never exclusive. He is all inclusive. He includes not only other gods, demigods, lower gods, higher gods, rishis. He includes you and I, human beings, even animals. You are also part of God, I am also part of God. See, I am speaking, it is an expression of God. You are listening, the very expression of God. Because the listening is only a conscious principle does it. Inert object won't do that. Okay? So, that listening is a conscious principle. So, it is a God himself is expressing. As you are listening, you can see his expression coming through you. Because it's an action of consciousness. Consciousness is conscious of. What else can it do? So, you are listening the sound, words, understanding. So, the whole world is an expression of him. Therefore, God is comparable to a very common man, like a government system. God is like a system, not an individual. So, in these things, ministers are there, officers are there. So, our common people respect our higher officers. So, respect our officers implies that respect to government. Now, you see what this Bible and Quran says that, mainly particularly Quran, I am referring to Quran. They say, we don't respect anybody. I could have talked about their jinns, farista, and then angels and etc. Can I tell you? Our God, they say that in the heaven there are some conscious beings, living beings. They are called angels in Bible, and they are called farista according to Quran. So these farista angels, I think I'll tell you briefly. I don't know, do I have time or I'm exceeding? Oh, we have got time, I can speak. I think Hindus should compare, then only we understand the greatness of Hinduism. In the Quran it is said like that. God created human beings. First human beings and first Adam. Then he created, he says, he calls the angels, that is farista, asks Allah, calls them and asks them to do namaskara to Adam. They say, no, we are angels, we are farista. How can we do namaskara to this ordinary human being? You want us to respect him? We won't. And Allah says that, you see, I have created man, therefore you are disrespecting me. I have created Adam, you must respect me. And he says, this ordinary human being, you want us to respect? And he says, Adam, you come. And he asks them. He asks them, what is this? Tell me, what is the name? They say, we don't know. What is the name of the book? They don't know. What is the name of the wall? They don't know. What is the name of sun and moon and stars? The angels say, we don't know, we don't know. Then he calls the Adam. This is what in Quran. It looks as a below child. I think even our children don't like this thing. Even our children have better thinking. So anyway, so calls the Adam. Hey, you tell the name of all these things? He tells, this is pen, this is book, and this is cell phone, this is wall, and this is all this. Then the faristas get humbled, and they say that, how do we know? We know only what you taught us. How do we know? Yes, that's why I told you. Allah says, that's why I told you. This Adam is greater than you. Do respect him. Then they get angry. All faristas respect Adam, but one fellow says that, no, I won't. Then he is called Satan. These are all childish cock and bull. Even our cock and bull stories have got meaning. That's why I told you these are all Freud religions. Freud religions, perverted religions. I'm not telling you any angry or hatred, out of anger or any hatred. I tell you, I've read them. You also can read them. But don't get misled by Vivekananda's interpretation or all others' interpretation. You set aside, if you can set aside all these interpretations, you can read directly. Bible and Quran, you can understand them. So God is exclusive. And he says, you should not respect farista, and you may just have little respect, you can thank them, but don't worship them, don't do namaskara to them. For us, all our officers, all our ministers are part of the system. So government is not an individual. All the powers put together is Ishvara, Vishwarupa, cosmic form, cosmic powers, all put together is Ishvara. Therefore, Ishvara or Bhagavan is not an individual. So any namaskara, sarvadeva namaskara keshavam pratigacchati. Akashat patitam toyam yatha gacchati sagaram. Sarvadeva namaskaraha keshavam pratigacchati. You have got beautiful shlokas. Tavatatvam najanami kidrushosi maheshwara. Oh Bhagavan, I don't know your truth, your reality, your real nature, in what form, in what strength, what I don't know, in what form you are. But Yadrushosi Mahadeva Tadrushaya Namo Namaha. In whatever form you are, to that you, our Namaskara. In whatever form you are, to that form. In whatever nature you are, to that nature, my Namaskara. What a beautiful expression is. Here the real problem starts with those religions is, God is somebody exclusive. Now the whole Quranic basis is only this much. You must worship only Allah. Don't set, they use these two terms. Don't set partners to Allah. Don't worship non-Allah. That's all. Then what is non-Allah? What is partner? You respect farista, you respect another human being, then you are disrespecting Allah. Allah says that I am exclusive, I am separate. I am an individual. You have to respect me alone. Respect me implies that you should disrespect others. This is a very perverted thing. Respect me implies don't respect, don't do namaskara to others. That is a big problem. For us, see, our Tahsildar, our collector, our ministers, they are all part of government. We say, if anybody gives, we say government has given. If we do namaskara, we feel we are respecting government. So, for us, everything is same. All the things are part of Ishvara. You and I are also part of Ishvara. So, this is a beautiful thing. Therefore, God himself is not an individual. It is a vast consciousness, infinite powers, infinite energy, infinite expressions. All the beauty, all the greatness, everything is He. So, in this way, there is no hatred. There is no room for hatred. Anything you worship, if your feeling is good, if you are sincere, if you are wholehearted, in whatever form, that form is part of ultimately the same absolute truth. So you are only worshipping an aspect of that absolute truth alone. Everything is an aspect of that absolute truth alone. So you are in touch with one aspect of Ishvara. Every moment when you do sincerely, lovingly, with all humility and love, with all sincere heart, anything you touch, anything sincerely, wholeheartedly touch, you are touching one aspect of Bhagavan only. What a beautiful idea. Our very life is religion, I tell you. Our whole thing, all our expressions, our relationships, human relationships, our respect to our parents, respect to our guru, respect to our friends, wherever there is a sincere, wholehearted feeling, sincere, deeper feeling, you come into touch with Bhagavan. Wherever you do sincerely, wholeheartedly, you respect and love your parents, do namaskara to your parents, you have got a glimpse of Bhagavan there. Wherever. So that's why we are so peaceful. Our very religion, our very understanding of God is all pervasive. Therefore, it is a principle, it is a harmony, it is orderliness, it is a beauty. Therefore, we have got art, music, dances, expressions, love and service, harmony. Human relationships also are the expressions where you bring the deeper feelings and very selflessness, where you bring the self. Even human relationships are meant to transcend your individuality, meant to transcend your ego. Human relationships are not meant to narrow down your relationship and create a disharmony and start hating. Even the purpose of human relationship is learn to share with others. First you start sharing. First you start sharing, caring, loving, then surrendering. Then melt away your individuality. Human relationships are divinity. Human relationships are religion. That's why our family is a religion. The parents and respect and love. Even that family system is a religious system. Every system, your school, your government, your society, all your relationship involve a nobler feelings, nobler thoughts, where you transcend your human limitations and grow towards the higherness. Okay? Therefore, and their very religion, the deepest religion talks of this thing, I am the only one exclusive God. You respect others, you do namaskar, then I will torture you, then I will kill you. You keep on hating others. This goes on. Then the blasphemy law, and then all this is only that you worship only God and don't set partner, don't worship others. The people, I tell you, wherever you see, you have a natural human feeling of respect is smothered, tortured, and you are made villain. A simple, innocent human beings are made villains. Our natural feelings, good feelings, noble feelings are declared as a evil, Satan. This is religion, the three religions. Natural human feelings of respect and love, all these things are declared as a inhuman. Then your hatred in the name of God is noble. The ego in the name of God is noble. The rape in the name of God is noble. Torturing, exploiting, enslaving in the name of God is noble, because the God himself is a pervert fellow. He creates all the fellows perverts only. It's a very strange religion. Then what is their contribution to humanity? This is their contribution. Before I told you, those who have missed, I wish that you could have listened to the beginning of this talk. How I started with Bible and the contribution of Bible. Contribution of Quran is this. They have created a disharmony. It begins with disharmony, divide people, then create a disharmony. Then throughout, They use noble words of love and peace, and all that is utter nonsense. It's more confusion. More confusion. More they talk of peace, more they create disharmony and violence. More they talk of love, and more the hatred they have. In Vivekananda said at one place, they talk of love, and then they see they have no even tolerance, no sympathy, not even courtesy to other people, other religions, other behavior, different thing they can't tolerate. If this is called your love, then what is hatred? I think I have read this Vivekananda statement number of times. If this is love, whole Bible talks of Christianity, talks of, if this is love, then what is hatred? If that is love, then there is no meaning for hatred. Means they have used all hatred alone as a meaning of love. The meaning of word love is nothing but hatred only. Terrible fellows. It's very difficult to see. Therefore, their very contribution to humanity is perversion, destruction, violence, and the Freud thinking, the Freud mindset they have created. Hindus are shrinking, feeling shy. I say, you are a great man. That you are born Hindu, lived as a Hindu itself shows you are a semi-god, I tell you. You are a demigod, you are not an ordinary human being. Even without studying much Shastra, much sadhanas also, you have got unconsciously a certain few principles of Hinduism, which is always sane principle. You can boldly go and declare all over the world. Change the people, tell them, teach them. You can be sure, I tell you, there is nothing in the religion except nonsense, not simply nonsense, except perversion. Terrible perversion, not ordinary perversion. Hindus should go, not sit in India. Even in India, they are not practicing Hinduism. We should go and tell whole the world, entire world. I tell you, world will be grateful to you. World will be not only grateful to you, their life will become sublime, and they will be grateful to you. You means not an individual, it is the ultimate same principle, same truth alone. All our great rishis, even of 20th century rishis, the great people, they've talked about the same truth. Of course, their expression may change a little, language, the way of expression, but ultimately the truth, the turning towards that at least that our turning our attention towards that absolute truth is same. The inner search is same. What you may call bhakti, you may call meditation, you may call jnana, you may call anything. But the absolute truth is one. Our attention, our searching, our purification, our growing inwardly towards the selflessness, towards harmony, towards beauty, towards... Therefore, you can take all our sahitya, our poetry, our music and art. You go to the deeper aspect of them. You study our Sanskrit granthas, our dancers, classical music, classical art. Ultimately, they go to the Paramatma only. They talk, all these dance are expressions of Paramatma. Sahitya, you go to the Bhagavata and etc., they talk of ultimately Paramatma. Therefore, first you start with an ordinary music and dance and poetry, then grow into the semi-spiritual. Then ultimately they all culminate into spiritual poetry, spiritual dance, spiritual music, spiritual art, spiritual social relationship, spiritual human relationship, all spiritual psychology, everything reaches to ultimate there alone. First you start with a human, then become a semi-spiritual. Or you take any field, even Ayurveda you take it. Even our economics, even our society, even our government system, even our Varnashram Vyavastha, even our social system starts with an ordinary simple human. Then it becomes a simple, partially divine, partially spiritual, semi-spiritual. Then it ultimately culminates in absolute spirituality. Any principle, any idea, any shastra, ultimately it culminates in absolute spirituality. That is the beauty. Therefore, this is the real humanity, this is the real contribution. This is everything, anything you take it, the real poetry, real music and art, real human society, real economics, real government, real shastra, real religion, and real humanity. Anything you take it, this is the thing. There are a few points here and there, even in Europe and America, but they have been continuously destroyed. I don't say that it doesn't exist. It is there. There are few. It is like a what you call an oasis in a huge desert. or it is like a small boat, or yacht, I don't know what you call it, a small boat in a huge ocean. Here and there a few saints are found in Europe and America, but their next disciples suppressed them. There may be few followers, a few books are remaining. There is no tradition, there is no follower, there is no Guru Shishya Parampara, there are no ashrama system and continuously practicing those sadhanas. All they have been destroyed. They didn't allow them to grow first. In fact, that saint also becomes a popular, the church uses them, involves them into them, and they interpret their own biblical interpretation and destroy that saint also. The saint's memory and history is destroyed, manipulated and used for church. It is gone. There have been very few like Meister Eckhart and such people have been there, but they have been destroyed. They didn't allow them to grow. Because that is a natural truth. Wherever you fall, ultimately you have to go there alone. So, their very concept of God, concept of thing itself shows it's a divisive, hateful. It destroys your mind. And for us, God is a principle. All symbols help you to, because the principle is too abstract, our mind cannot relate to them. Therefore, you use human being means human being is consciousness. Human being means human being alone is capable of relating to you. An inert object cannot relate to you. Can you relate to the table? In order to relate to the table, you require again human feeling, but table doesn't feel. A chair doesn't feel. Inert object cannot have another side, opposite side relationship. You have to feel. But whereas human being can constitute a symbol of Ishvara, because human being can feel, human being can relate to you, can approach you, can come down to you. Therefore, human is a medium. The whole cosmos, the whole cosmic consciousness, Paramatma expresses. Therefore, it is all beautiful. Therefore, our Ishvara is all inclusive. It excludes nothing. And our feelings are made noble. Our dharma, our ethics is, first thing is a human ethics. Then you transcend ethics, it makes much more nobler ethics. But for them, ethics is more pervert. Torture them, exploit them, kill them, rape them, that is God's. They made the ethics, human ethics into inhuman ethics. And they boldly, without any regret, they do it. So the faith, which is a noble feeling, faith is a good, in fact, it comes from the depth of the heart. And it goes deeper into you. It helps you to solve many problems. But the faith, how they have spoiled it, perverted it, made the very thought of the faith frightens people, because that's how their faith is. The Shraddha is a beautiful word. Shraddha, Bhakti, these are noble things. It touches the human heart and takes you deeper into you, and it goes into what human mind cannot understand. It goes much deeper into it. But instead of that, you see how they made the very idea of faith, the belief and faith of made human being most inhuman and cruel. Therefore, our Veda, our idea of Veda, our idea of sadhana, our idea of Guru, our idea of human relationship, everything is noble, based upon that absolute truth, absolute Paramatma, absolute our Vedanta. Our Upanishads and Veda, based upon this alone, all our life is there. There you can see the very concept of Allah is a pervert. The Allah starts problem. Superior, inferior, me and other, start a division, quarreling, and they call it peace. It is impossible peace, I tell you. They can never. It is an elusive idea. Peace is an elusive idea in their religion. It can never exist. In fact, they don't know what is peace at all. They work for conflict. They work for hatred, with hatred. They work for conflicts and talks of peace. They don't see, unable to see the contradiction here. It's because the very basic fundamental human mind is smothered, destroyed. Unable to see the contradiction here. Because the basic foundation is destroyed. Therefore, it's a problem. Okay, I think I'll stop with this today. I started with Mulavidya, Nirasa. I wanted to talk, but I went with something else. But anyway, it is good. This also is sometimes useful. Okay, well, I'll stop it. So what I was discussing was that the idea of God and their idea of religion itself is very, very wrong, is a pervert. We have to compare all these things. Then you understand. Now unfortunately what is happening is, our school boys and girls, go to them, and the very definition of religion, concept of God is imposed, invading religions. And with that concept, they are trying to judge Hinduism now. In the concept of Rishi is made into a prophet. Our Bhagavan, our Ishvara is made into God, and our dharma and our spirituality and our inner search, all these things are reduced into religion. Religion is private, personal, belief, and that's our Shraddha Bhakti is made into religion, is into faith. So you see them, how the modern youngsters talk. They are grown up and educated. They talk like children, talk like another Christian, another Muslim only. It is very strange. Even the questions they put, I can see them, only Christians and Muslims are asking questions, not our Hindus. Everything. Why should we worship idol? How can God be idol? They say, oh, this idol is man-made. How can he be God? That means they are already brainwashed. They are already psychologically converted Christians and Muslims only. And our children, our own people, our younger generation. Why younger? Even the middle-aged people also, I see them. Some of them even old also. They are already psychologically converted. They remain nominally Hindus. They are understanding Hinduism through Christianity and Islam, and living Hinduism in a Christian way and Islamic way. I don't know, I'm sorry to say, am I right if I use these words like this? They are living Hinduism in a Christian way. They are understanding Hindu idea, Hindu religion in a Christian, through Christian formats, Christian tenets, Christian words, definitions, Christian concepts. Christian means Abrahamic, I mean all the three. Abrahamic concepts, Abrahamic religion. Our Bhagavan, they are understanding in a Christian way, in an Abrahamic way. And they are living that, and they say we are Hindus. Ayyo, I tell the people, where are the Hindus? I don't find any Hindu at all. Unless you take something seriously, you follow some of our gurus and go deeply into it, pursue your sadhana little more deeply, then you know the real Hinduism. Our Vedas and our Shastras, our Puranas, anything. You take up some yoga, some yoga, some bhakti, jnana, or yoga, or anything, sadhana, and let the mind go inward. Then you understand the depth of it. And our symbols also, because whole human life is full of symbols. You see, any ordinary human being is full of symbols. The creation is a symbol. Everything implies a deeper ideas. What is visible and what it implies something deeper one. The whole creation is like that. Therefore, we use, in language is symbolic, art is symbolic, music is symbolic, everything is symbolic. Symbolic means superficially what is visible is one thing, you go deep into it, it just takes you to much deeper, much subtler, much abstract feelings and ideas and thoughts and experiences. So, therefore, the whole world is like that. Therefore, our Hinduism is closer to the nature. And they say no symbol, there should not be any symbol. God and non-God, you divide them. God has no symbol. Then what? See, there is no symbol at all. Then if you don't symbol, how do you say, we want to see the bear God? How do you see bear God? Tell me. You become only superficial only. Therefore, the whole thing is smoothering the human mind, making a devil out of the human mind. And that is the idea of their religion. Oh, perversion. Anyway, I think I go on endlessly like that. I think it is more than around 1 hour. Yeah, 1 hour 3 minutes. 63, 64 minutes. We will continue our class regularly later. But this is a little deviant topic. Even this topic is important. In fact, we need to know. Okay. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om Tat Sat.